All right, welcome to a voice crack. I'm Soloist, and we're going over everybody's favorite blonde-haired flamingo-looking man, Doflamingo. Love Doflamingo. Some of us more than others. There's a whole cult on Twitter dedicated to Doflamingo now, and that's actually what got me to play Doflamingo because everybody's playing Doflamingo right now, and there's good reason because EB01 gave him some pretty cool support, and there's even better support to come in the future. This is the first like blue leader I've really gotten into playing, and I really love it. So we're gonna go over a deck profile real quick. This is one I've played around with a few different things, but this is what I typically really like what I've landed with. First of all, before we get into it, Dawn times 2 when attacking, and you can also tap a Dawn, so you're using 3 Dawn to do this. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a 7 Warlords of the Sea type character that costs 4 or less, you may play it rested. So you get to just search and play a character for free, basically. But it goes rested, which pretty much puts a giant target on its back, which means you need to be very careful when you actually use this leader ability, because, you know, they will just get targeted. So maybe only do it when you have some 2Ks in hand. You know, one of the best 2Ks ever, Kaya, right here, because, you know, 2K, and also if you have a crappy hand, you can play it, get 2 cards, and then throw away 2 dead cards. It's awesome. So maybe only do it when that situation arises where you can counter out of it, or use it to get some cool on-play effects. Like right here you have, not that one obviously, because that one does the same thing as this, but get some cool on-play effects. Like right here we have the on-play effect of Daz Bones, which you actually can't use Daz Bones. This one! Edward Weevil to draw a card, and then you can pretty much just get 2 cards and then play a 6K body and then get a card. Pretty cool. So this is the deck profile I'll use. It's definitely not perfect. It's got a lot of inspiration from people who play Dofi. I've watched a YouTube video, I don't remember who by, that got me a profile. And actually from that deck profile, they used a combo of Sanji and right here, and Mihawk. So Sanji right here, reveal the top card. If it's 9, play it, 9 costs or less. So you play that into Mihawk right here, which just bottom decks a 7 cost or less. Pretty cool combo. It's clunky to set up sometimes, but I opted to go away from that just to run 4 Kaidos. I got that from Wimmy on Twitter, who is like Doflamingo's biggest stan and the mastermind behind this. So yes, I got that idea from her to run 4 Kaidos, and I found a lot more. It's actually me on that card. It literally, that looks like it. One of my mods said that. It actually doesn't. But it's just a lot more results with this. A 12K body, which is kind of nuts, and you get 4 cards in hand. A lot of these cards have counters on them. A few of them are dead without counters, and by a few of them, I literally mean this one. I'm pretty sure that's like it. Yeah. So it's awesome to get those counters in hand. So let's go through. The big bread and butter for this deck is phone call. Is this right here, where you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck and reorder them in any order you want and put them back on the top of your deck. That way you know exactly what's going to come up when you do leader effect. Same thing here, and this one's a blocker as well. So these 2 cards are must-have 4s, in my opinion. You need to have 4 of them. So you can Perona first turn, which I like to go first. Doflamingo, just so because it's a very aggro deck. First turn you pull up, and if you get any of these, you put it on the 5th slot, so when this comes back around, you can cycle 5 more, and then, you know, you look for turns like, if you got Weevil come up, you make sure that the first turn you can attack, you throw a Weevil down, and then you draw a card and get maybe a 2K or something, you put a 2K there. You could also, just a generically good 6K body to throw out, or a blocker. I'm not crazy about this card. I'm actually looking into the possibilities of, oh, that's not how you spell that, replacing that with this card, which is just a very basic blocker. But the reason I haven't done it is because it's a 1K blocker, which means Red Purple Law doesn't even have to try to bottom deck that. So I get a little bit more results from this 5K body. So it is what it is. I don't super love that card, but it's in here. So one thing I really like about this deck is this card right here. And I don't see a lot of people running EB01 Daz Bones, because it's technically for Crocodile. But the on-play effect still works to draw 2 cards and then crash a dead card, which is just a very powerful ability to have. So what I love to do in the setup for my first few turns is to have turn 1, I drop a Perona and make sure that I have Dazbones in my hand somehow. If I get Dazbones and Perona, I look for them on my first hands. So then I set up Perona to where my next turn I can swing 2 Dawn and then pull out maybe a Weevil, and then make sure I draw something else instead of a Dazbones on that next turn, or anything else, just something that won't play off of leader ability. Or play one of these, just a generically good body to have, get a blocker out, anything. And then on the 5th turn, I like to just swing 5, just to bait some counters, or maybe take a life, then drop this guy just to build my hand up, and also a 6k body. So that's really how I like to start my games. And then we get into some of the cooler stuff with, let's see here. Pudding is like my favorite card ever now, because the thing with One Piece is that you either get people who are going to counter out of a lot of stuff, or take a lot of life and then have a giant hand and then be able to counter out of everything. This is the answer to anybody who just builds up a hand, because on play, your opponent returns all cards in their hand to their deck and reshuffles the deck and then draws 5 cards. This is a Whitebeard killer right here. Whitebeard just lives off having a huge hand to counter everything. This is a Whitebeard killer. You wait until he pulls almost all his life. You play this, they'll probably concede every time. And then you have just a generically good, like, 3k counter. You discard 1 card, which is good because if you have these in your hand, it's pretty much just a 1k counter. Like, you're not really going to be playing these vanilla, not off of leader effect. And these right here, once you have a decently sized hand, you're not going to want to play these just to draw 1 card. This is, like, objectively the best card to play off of leader effect, I think, by the way. Because you get that extra card. And you can just make sure that Perona or Doflamingo, that extra card you get off of this is maybe like a 2k or a, I don't know, an event. It doesn't really matter. You can tell that this takes a little bit of forethought. It's easy to mess up Doflamingo, but when you get it right, it's so fun. So to get rid of dead cards with this and get 3k on a counter is actually pretty good. Then this card right here is what I think is like essential. It's like the best card in the deck. Gravity Blade, just bottom deck 2, cost 6 or less. That's so powerful. In the game you're going to be watching after this, I did that an awesome turn to completely shut down a double attack Banish Yamato. And it was juicy. It was very, very juicy. I would love to run 4 of these. One day, maybe I'd get rid of a Kaido for it, but when you get to 10 Dawn, if you have Kaido, you're pretty much always just dropping down Kaido every time. If you have 4 Kaidos in your hand, the next 4 turns are dedicated to dropping Kaido. You're chipping with everybody you have out, looking for counters, baiting blocks, baiting anything, then dropping Kaido. Kaido is going to give you so many cards in hand that you can counter out a lot of stuff that starts coming at you after that. And then you're just throwing 12k swings every turn. It's very satisfying to do that. This deck does obviously have some really downsides, some weaknesses, I think. To like removal. Removal really sucks. Red Purple Law demolishes this deck, I think. I could be very wrong. I'm not a Doflamingo expert. You need to follow Wimmy on Twitter. She will tell you if it's a bad idea or not to do that, or to Red Purple Law if it's a bad matchup. I don't know. I'm not a Blue Dofi expert. I love Blue Dofi. I'll play him a lot, but I'm not an expert. So matchups, I think Red Purple Law destroys him because of just the removal. And any kind of removal like Lucci coming out and bottom, like KOing things, just feels really bad. If you can't keep bodies out, it feels kind of bad in my opinion. And a lot of these things are right in that range. Like, it only takes like 1 power removal from anything in a Red Purple Law deck to just -3 Dawn and they're gone, right? It just kind of sucks, I think. I hate that. But you can also, on high Dawn turns, play like multiple things, because Red Purple Law can only remove 1 thing a game, or a turn. So you could play down a Doflamingo into a Moria, or a Moria to get something that got KO'd back, then play it down, and then draw a card. There's a lot of combos you can do off of this stuff. And it's even cooler because in OPO7, we're getting even more 7 Warlord support. But I don't like to play ahead. OPO7 is not out here. I like to play with the cards that I am going to be playing with at locals, potential tournaments. So I don't really play with OPO7 yet. I pay attention, but I don't play. I've yapped enough. I've probably not explained this deck very well, but I'm new to it. I like it a lot. This is my build. Things can change here and there. Like, There is an event where you could get rid of all 4 Kaidos and have 2 Sanjis and 2 Mihawks. That's way worse, I think, because it's not consistent enough with getting either one of them for 2 cards that are so reliant on each other. It would have to be 4 Sanji, 4 Mihawk, or 3-3. And in that case, you'd have to get rid of all 4 Doflamingos, maybe chip down some of the puddings, which I hate doing. I love having 4 pudding. Pudding's amazing. It tastes great, too. Like chocolate pudding, vanilla pudding. The pudding is just delicious. And the character happens to be good, too. So, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Listen, Blue Doflamingo is awesome. Play it. Join the cult. It's an awesome cult. And I'm going to let you enjoy the game. I got kind of lucky. I don't think the guy was playing super well. But it is what it is. Enjoy the game. Like, comment, subscribe. All that fun stuff. And I'll see you for another random theater I'm going to make. See you later. Odin! Odin wouldn't be Odin if it wasn't boiled. So let's boil it. What do you say? Let's mull again. It's a pretty weird first hand. Let's start placing. I think I want to draw Daz Bones first and foremost. And then we can get Weevil into drawing a Kaido. Just go ahead and get Kaido in my hand. And then the next turn I can draw a Kaya. And then I can play this. Maybe. Really don't like getting that so early. I'll be real. Let's do that. All right, so that's kind of what we're doing. Manipulate those top 5 cards, play them around. Just try to get an oppressive board before anything. He doesn't really have too much he can swing at it. Bro has the OP TCG accent. Rat. Go ahead and cancel me. I don't really care. Just an accent. Go ahead and cancel me. We're gonna... I'm gonna try to keep Weevil alive here too. Maybe. Momo. I'm gonna have to get rid of Momo. Ugh. 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 That's gonna be... I can just 2K that. That's a good turn. Okay. And then we can Daz Bones. Deploy, and we get those 2 cards. Actually, that worked out great. What do we need to discard now? Cool. Cards we have in hand, 8. I'll get rid of one of these. Go ahead and take out the Momo. Good. And I'm going to hold on attacking with Weevil until I get more bodies, just so I don't lose him right away. Yori. Such a good card. I cannot wait to play that into Yamato. Which, I mean, I already have been, but... I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. I don't... Man, my... my game is just obsessed with that card right now. We have 7. What we can do is drop... I don't want to put in quite yet. I want to drop that. Start placing on top. What do we have in trash? Nothing. So, again, useless. That's at least something we can play. I literally don't even need to change this. I don't think, anyway. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. It is what it is. Take the damage. You know you want it. Then we're just going to throw some checks at him. Try to get away some 1Ks, and throw a 2K check right here. Try to get that out. Attacking hand more than anything right now. See if we can't get a 2K out of him now. If he has a 2K. Nope. Just does damage. Again, this pudding card makes blue really fun now, because one of the things about taking life, so much life early, is that they get a huge hand. But then if you throw pudding down, you kind of just like get rid of that. Oh, I've never seen this Cat Viper card. That's... Ooh. That shouldn't be an issue. Actually, I can bounce that right now. I'm going to save that. I think I'm going to save that because I see no instance where I'm going to be playing that Moria. So I'm going to go ahead and... What are we going to bounce? Yamato and Izo, definitely. Bounce those out. Gonna go ahead and throw 6K. Beta 2K. 2K. Beta 2K. 2 1Ks. That's even better. I don't know if it's actually even better, but it's good. Get rid of the blocker and in turn. That was a good turn. That Yamato card, again, that right here, not again, I've never said it, but this Yamato card with double attack and banish is so good on paper, but the problem is just that it's just going to be like target number 1. It's going to get taken away. So we need to go ahead and just let that guy go. Okay, and now we have a situation where he has got, I got Kaidos on deck, but do I just go for win? I got to stack Dawns. Let's just go ahead and throw out a 7K to try to match and get some hand gone. Yeah, I figured that would happen. 4. Card action, deploy, and we'll take back a Weevil. Play a Weevil. Place of Moria or Perona, and get another. Man, I don't know what this is up with this game and giving me Kaido and Moria so much. That's a good turn. We have 2 blockers on deck. He could 9-beard again. But at this point, I win. He concedes. Blue Dofi is so fun, people, and that's what it is. It's just like, if you play around the leader effect, right, you can get a whole entire board out so quickly and so easily, just without having to just like worry about. Now, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know, bottom decking KOs, black is really hard against it, in my opinion, in my experience. But hey, we're onto something with this Blue Doflamingo stuff. I think Blue Doflamingo with EB01 is actually pretty high tier, and in OP07 I think it's gonna be even better. So we love to see it. We love to see it. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Love you. Bye. Potential bonus round against a yellow Big Mom. That's interesting. I don't have my... I have my Daz Bones. I think I just keep this because I have my Daz Bones. I think it's good. Okay. Yellow Big Mom is like... I think it seems fun. But I also understand that it's not great. Okay. Let's just go off of a prayer that I'll get something. Well, not ideal at all, but I got it. Just another body on board. Okie dokie, never mind. It's right, it's gone. Gotta love yellow. Gotta love it. Let's see, they're gonna be getting a giant hand, I fear. I'm gonna take this like a man. I'm not gonna complain at all about it. Blah. Okay. We got 5 now. I think I dropped the Daz Bones. We will get rid of a Moria. Kind of a dead card. And then we'll just swing 5. Start swinging. And if they do get a big enough hand, I do have a pudding I can drop. The Final Fantasy music hits. What's your play? I don't play against enough Big Moms. I do know that they're right around that area where we're going to start getting 7 moms. Always trash the life. I don't want to give them life. Kidding me? That's my life. It's my life. Okay, Weevil. Man, I'm not getting any good cards at all. I haven't gotten a single, like, rearranger card. We get a Mihawk. I'll go ahead and throw a 6K swing. I'm going to have to start swinging. My hand is just not good. Let's just pray that I get a cool card. Nope. I get a Gravity Blade, though. Which in Big Mom is not going to be... Are we serious? Another trigger? Oh, my God. In turn, that sucks. Some weird hands this game, guys. I ain't going to lie. We are going to have to counter out of that, though. I do not want to get double attacked. Crash a life. I do not want to give you any life. Do they have 5? I'm not going to be using pudding, so I'm going to counter. They just chose not to attack. That's interesting. What do I do here? Play a Weevil. Pray to God I start getting other things that are good. The answer to that is no. Attack here. See if we can't get this butthole dead. Counter it, I dare you. There we go. And then I think I drop another Daz Bones. And then what would we get rid of? Maybe the Moria? Yeah, I'm going to drop another Daz Bones. Then we'll get rid of... Actually, we'll get rid of the Pudding. Because we're not going to have to worry anymore about that, I don't think. And we'll drop a 5k. Okay, we are getting... Ah, crap. We are getting dangerously close to freaking 10-drop Big Mom era. So... we do have a lot of 6k swings out, though, so that's not a bad thing at all. But we're definitely not getting 2 dropped. Do I counter this? How many 2ks? But I think I do gotta counter this. Boop. Boop. If I get Katakuri'd, that's gonna... Katakuri is the last thing I want to see right now. Gotta let him think. He's thinking. You'll get there. I want to save as many of these guys as I can. Can't save all of them. Can't save everyone. I knew it. Gonna move. Big Mom? Why wouldn't you move Kiku? I don't get that at all. Who do we have in trash that we can take from this? You get a blocker and a rearranger. Okay, actually, that's a great idea. Do that. Give me that. We will play that. Start placing. Weevil we could put here to restand and draw a card. And that card could be a 2k. And then the next turn we could draw another 2k. Let's do that. Attack. Fudge! I didn't mean to do that. Deploy card right there. I meant to attack first. Daggone it. Attack. Oh my gosh. He's getting so lucky with the triggers. This game. Bro! Oh, he dropped a 10 mom. What happens? A weird game. This one has been weird. Does he not have the counter? There's no way he doesn't have the counter. I wouldn't have played that if he didn't have the counter. I would have kept it. Yeah, I figured they'd have the counter. So now I have 3k in counter and a blocker. I think I can live. I can definitely live through a Kiku attack. I can 2k it. And then I have 2 more hits to take. It depends on what happens now. That makes me a little worried. Because I don't think he's going to go for board. Okay, we're searching. See what he picks. Maybe he's getting unlucky and has all his... he pulls... Oh, so he just got a 2k. That's smart. There's no blockers. I think as long as I live here, I win. Especially now that they did that. So... what do I do here? Do I take this? Honest to God, I was thinking so bad they could have won. But that's a bonus game for you, baby! Blue Dofi is fun. I love Blue Dofi. Yay!